Just another quick one for you guys today. So I've been working on the Eureka Miniature. Is Eureka Miniature, what is going to call this, Somali fighting dudes from Eureka Miniature. Some good detail in the actual model itself, despite my amateur paint job. You can see it's got an AK there. You will need to clean up, if you want to do a better job than me, just make sure you clean up the seams on that one. I did try to give them a bit of a sand, but obviously not enough. If you give these guys a bit of a wash, like just a bit of a darker colour in your skin tone, then those eyes will actually just pop real nice. There's that guy. Now I ordered about 8 of them, so I could have like 2 4-man squads. The other miniature here. There's a couple of variants of them. They've got this guy is just walking along. Then we got crouching dude. He's packed up with all kinds of gear. I tried to keep them mostly uniform whilst keeping a bit of a ragtag group. So you see something like jeans and stuff, but in my mind, this is not 100% historically correct. So basically, my story is, this is just a ragtag bunch of guys, and they've collected their uniforms off the back of a truck, and they're wearing whatever gear they got. This guy's a bit more. This guy's a commander, so he's wearing his red head mask scarf thing, and he's a bit more sensible, so he's got more camouflage gear, even though he stands out on the battlefield with his red. He also has a fancier gun. He's got the folding stock. Maybe a new one. I don't know guns. Then we have this one here. I quite like this one. Bit different. This character here, they didn't manage to get camouflaged or correctly coloured ammo packs, so they stand out. It's all been strapped together with scrap bits of leather and stuff. But all the money this person spent is basically on their gun, doing whatever thing they're doing, whether it's terrorist stuff or fighting back other terrorists. I don't know. Whatever scenario you make up to have these guys in. This guy here in his denim shorts, or wearing sandals. This guy only has the 2 bags on the side. I've got a bit of cat fur in there. And one thing you'll notice is that these guys have a bit of a sheen to them. That's probably because I used too much clear coat just to protect them. But yeah, there's some really nice detail in these guys. So if you want to get these Eureka miniatures, they really do stand out. These are a custom 3D printed base, you can probably see that. They're not too hard to print up. These guys are just, I think they're not too sure what kind of metal they are, but they are metal miniatures. So they do have some nice weight to them. This guy here, he's got his nice business suit. He's basically, well, the joke is he's I don't know, shooting stuff up on 10 o'clock, but he's got a job interview at like 2 o'clock, so he's got to be dressed for success. So he might be a commander of some sort, because he's waving them on. Okay, come on guys, come along. But yeah, as you see, that wash, as soon as it gets into those crevices, they really do like light up his eyes and stuff. And his right eye looks a bit messed up. On the tabletop it looks good. Kind of looks like it's giving the old 2 fingers. In that way. Here's the fancier AK without the wooden stock. Anyway, this guy here is my least favourite. Tried to paint the base, but that didn't work out well. So yeah, I've got 2 of the same of this guy. So it's got this guy and this guy. Basically the same. Once you have like a pack of them, and you can paint them slightly differently, they can settle in nicely. They can just be 2 different dudes doing the same kind of thing. Well, with that out of the way, I will show you the other thing that we're working on. So, searching around Thingiverse, and I'm finding model tanks and stuff just to print. So, we've got this Pershing tank. So, I've been challenging myself just to start printing and just painting stuff a bit more. You know, there's nothing special about this paint job. But, you know, just getting into all the details there. I mean, it's pretty good for a 3D print. It's a pretty simple print. It's just you got your tracks, which are 2 pieces. You got the front and the back. You got the lower hole, and then the top hole goes on top. And you have the side pieces that go on the side, and your turret, which are then 2 pieces, if you can see along here, which is glued together. So you have your top half and your bottom half that glue together. Your main gun sticks on top of that. So yeah, it's a pretty rough paint job, but for like a tabletop game where you're not really worried about looking amazing. It's not competitions or anything. Just trying to tell a story. So you 3D print up a bunch of these bad boys, and they're pretty quick and easy to put together. I mean, the print one of these took about 8 hours, just on a basic setting. It's not amazing detail, but then you can have. It's quite easy just to make up a bunch of tanks. Quite easily. I mean, in terms of like wargaming and stuff, like when you have these guys here, I mean, the power difference between just a small squad and a tank, I mean, it's just a little bit overboard, really. So you don't really need that many tanks on a wargaming table. I know some people in Warhammer Land are probably screaming, "You must have all the tanks, more Dakka, more things." But if you have 2 tanks, that's like a lot of firepower to deal with. Because a tank like this would have your big machine gun here, huge piss off cannon. I mean, one of these would just wreck everything, unless you have like anti-tank guys on your field. But so these guys were painted over the past few months, just adding bases, and I finally added that, just finishing off with that silver base, just to cap it off. I mean, it doesn't really do anything, but just places it, because I can't bother sloping that terrain, these sandy terrain around. If you focus. So the sandy terrain is walking over. That works, but I don't want to extend it down. And that base just being the plain old 3D printed grey underneath. It was looking a bit plain around the edge, so just giving a bit of gunmetal around the side just makes it sit just nice on the table. And so that's what I've been working on currently. There is one more thing I have been working on, and that is it fits in the camera. This thing. So this is another thing I've downloaded off Thingiverse. I'll try link to the files in the video, but really annoyed about layer shifts that have happened during this print. You'll be able to see them quite clearly right there. So I've had to fix up my printer, stop those layer shifts from happening. These are replacement things that came with it. Came with the file, but yeah, the original one's just snapped off. They weren't put in properly. So I'm just going to have to adapt it. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with this, but it fits together quite nicely otherwise. I mean, it's quite substantial. I mean, it is a big model. But yeah, still working on how it's going to be painted. But that's basically the end of the update today. Hopefully I'll be posting more often and sharing stuff more often. Yep, that's all. Catch you in the next video.